It's that time again. Can you believe it? Wednesday again already. Actually, I'm recording this Tuesday during the day and it is now 3:30. This morning at 6 o'clock, will you believe this? At 6 o'clock, 15 centigrade, which is 59 Fahrenheit. That's more like it. 49% humidity, 1025 millibars on the barometer. But the flag, we still have an easterly wind. Can you believe it? And it's quite a breeze, but it is warming up, though the wind isn't as kind of Siberian cold as it was a few weeks ago. But the east wind is just not going away. We get the odd day where there's a westerly breeze, then we're back to the east. Clear blue sky, beautiful weather. I think the temperature out there at the moment under our patio roof is about 28. That's pretty hot, isn't it? But it is like a greenhouse effect under the roof. I've got my shorts on. Thank goodness this isn't a video, you're thinking. It's the last thing you want to see. I haven't got white legs. I'm getting a suntan. Is that good for you? They do say suntan. All it is burning your skin. You go red. I don't go red. I've never gone red. But you go red and you go brown. It's just burning yourself. It's like cooking a lump of meat in the oven. Talking of cooking meat in the oven. Amy, lovely to hear from you. Amy's been over from Seattle in America. She's been over to Britain, the UK. Is it UK or Britain? On the back of our cars when we used to go abroad, it would say GB for Great Britain. Now they've got UK. I prefer GB. Anyway, that's another issue. Amy has been over to England. She's been to London. She's been to Kent. What was it? Westminster Abbey, Tower of London, all that stuff, all the sightseeing. Went to Kent to see her relations there, or friends, was it? Now, she discovered, while she was in England, something called Sunday roast. Sunday roast. And Amy was asking, is that some kind of tradition? Yes, it has been forever, Amy, forever, like 2 million years. The dinosaurs used to have a Sunday roast. No, seriously, it is a British tradition, Sunday roast. In fact, it's not really a roast. If you put, say, a chicken or whatever, lump of beef or something in the oven, you're not roasting it, is it? You're baking it, aren't you? A roast is in front of a fire, or like a spit over a fire. That's a roast. Anyway, we call it Sunday roast. And the potatoes you have with it, they are called roast potatoes. They're not roast at all. The potatoes are in a tray of fat, and you keep spooning the fat over them now and then in the oven. And they come out with a nice brown sort of jacket on them. The vegetables are normally, I don't know, what are the vegetables? You can have anything, carrots, cauliflower, cabbage, all this sort of thing. And it's a traditional Sunday dinner. They call it the Sunday roast. In fact, many pubs, well, they're not pubs anymore, are they? They're called pubs, but they're restaurants. They do a carvery on a Sunday. They call it a carvery. So you can choose, say, chicken or beef or whatever meat you want. You go up and help yourself, you take your plate on a tray and you move along, take your meat, how many roast potatoes you want. You can also have boiled potatoes if you want. Help yourself to vegetables, all that sort of thing. And they call that a carvery. Amy did ask what I have in place of meat. I have nut roast. Trish makes that herself. Homemade nut roast. What's it made of? Well, nuts. Nuts, I suppose. I don't know what else she puts into it. But you can have that at restaurants as well. You don't have to have meat. Many of them will do something like a nut roast, especially Christmas dinner. You go to a pub. They were pubs. It's a shame they've all turned into restaurants. They're still pubs, I suppose, to an extent. But if you book your Christmas dinner, you can have turkey, of course, or you can have nut roast. They'll do a kind of equivalent vegetarian thing. The trouble is with vegetarian stuff these days, they've made it vegan. So if you want, I don't know, a vegetarian burger with cheese on top, I like ordinary cheese. They don't do that. You have a veggie burger with vegan cheese on the top. I don't want that. They've all gone vegan, which I'm not. I like cheese and pickle sandwiches. I like milk. I like butter. I like all this stuff. I like eggs, omelettes and cakes with eggs. Oh, I'm getting hungry now. So a lot of them have stopped the kind of veggie stuff as it was, and it's now all vegan. Anyway, again, that's another issue. Amy has gone home. Doreen, you're going to like this, aren't you, listening, Doreen? Hello to you. Amy is now at home in Seattle. She does a Sunday roast. Every Sunday, a Sunday roast. You're turning Seattle into Britain. Tell your neighbours, Amy. Get your neighbours and friends and family all round and have a Sunday roast in Seattle. I bet they've never heard of it. They must be thinking, what on earth is this Sunday roast? But that's great, though. Thank you for letting me know about that, Amy. Did you see any oast houses when you were in Kent? You went to Kent, didn't you? Did you see the oast houses? That's where they used to dry the hops. Kent, the county of Kent, which is only along the coast from us, they used to have huge hop fields. Now, hops, as you know, you don't need me to tell you what hops are for. They're for making beer. Well, I think they're for flavouring beer. A lot of the hop they were called gardens, were they? Hop fields, whatever they were called. Acres and acres of hops. I think a lot of that's gone now, which is a shame. And the oast houses, I may be wrong. Email me, let me know if I'm wrong. Rants@protonmail.com. They used to dry out the hops in the oast houses. I believe I'm right there. We've been to Kent several times, and there are quite a few oast houses around. In fact, a lot of them have been made into people's homes. They live there, and they've got the oast thing bit up on the roof. They've left it there, which looks wonderful. Moving on, hello to Bob and Val on your trip all around America. Thanks for the emails. I keep getting the emails, which is good, updating me what's going on, and the photographs. Thank you for that. Kerry, you asked about the Isle of Wight. I don't know where you're from, Kerry. I think it's somewhere in America from the email address. You asked about Osborne House on the Isle of Wight and Queen Victoria. That was their kind of, not country residence. What was it called? I don't know, their kind of getaway place. I think they entertained guests from abroad there, dignitaries and all this stuff. Osborne House on the Isle of Wight. Kerry says that she's famous, or infamous if you like, for saying we are not amused. And it makes her sound like a very dull old lady as she got on in years. We are not amused. She wasn't a dull old lady at all. In fact, we're going back to Osborne House at the end of this month when we go to the Isle of Wight. She was actually the person, I've got to tell you this, the person I was talking to, the lady, they have people in each room, like volunteers, you know, and they tell you all about things. You can ask questions. And I said to one of these volunteers, it was in Queen Victoria's bedroom, this was years ago, I said, all these pictures on the wall, these paintings of naked women, I said, did she like that? I thought she was a very, I don't know, sort of staunch, whatever, elderly lady, didn't like that sort of thing. We are not amused. And she said to me, no, that we are not amused business. She didn't say that. They reckon she didn't say that at all. And she said to me, this woman, she said all these paintings, she loved all that. She liked naked bodies all round her room on the walls. Her and Albert, her husband, apparently they had quite a good love life. And the lady said to me, many people that knew her reckon that she was a nymphomaniac. And by the look of the paintings on the walls, I think she may have been. Apparently they had a special lock fitted on the bedroom door to keep the children out. Because what did she have? How many children did she have? Was it 7 or 9? I can't remember. But she kept having children, well, which wasn't surprising. Happy days. So she wasn't this sort of staid, is that the word, staid old lady, or not amused, nothing amuses me at all. When she was younger, she was quite a whatever. What's the word I'm looking for? Help me out here. No, don't help me. You're all saying words now, aren't you? I can't say that. She's a very interesting lady. So's Albert, her husband. They're both very interesting. It's quite strange, Osborne House, sitting, for example, or standing in her bedroom. She's got her shower there, a special bath with a shower thing above it. It's strange to be there, knowing that that's where she was all those years ago. In fact, Arundel Castle, not too far from where we live, there's Queen Matilda's room in the castle, and she was, for some reason, locked in her room. I think she was arguing about she should be queen or someone else wanted to be king. I can't. You look up the history of that, Queen Matilda. I sat in her room on the stone seat looking out of the window. Well, it wasn't a window, it was a slot in the wall. They didn't have glass. I sat on that very stone seat, window seat, where she would have been sitting, looking out at the courtyard in the middle, castle all round it, and there's like a lawn, a grass lawn there. I sat there, she sat there in 1100 and something, and all these years later, well over 1,000 years later, I'm sitting there in that very spot. It's a strange feeling to think that, I don't know, that was her room. I do believe she was locked in there. I forget the chap that wanted to be king. Anyway, that's another issue. Again, another issue. I could ramble on all day. You'd like that, wouldn't you? No, wouldn't you saying? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't like that at all. Okay, I'm going to disappear now. I'm going to, where are we going? We're going to Bletchley. That's this coming, where are we going? I don't know, I forget when we're going, for the weekend. So I don't think there'll be a podcast episode Sunday, because yes, I will actually be at Bletchley Park on Sunday. While I'm there, I will take photographs. I might even make a little video, and I'll certainly do some recording so I can tell you a little bit about the place if you're interested. Of course you are. Take care, look after yourselves, be good. If you're bad, don't get caught, and I shall see you possibly, well, definitely next Wednesday, but possibly Sunday. I don't know. Thanks for listening as always. Bye-bye for now.